Okay, let's go.
Welcome to the 90s Rev. I hope you guys are having a great day today. I'm back here with you guys with another video. My wife got a couple questions she wants to ask me, so let's get to it.
All right.
Yeah, let me start this off with a drink as well too.
I'll bring the beers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Appreciate it, honey.
You're welcome. All right. Well, I know you've always been into the car scenes, and I think this would be a good opportunity to kind of talk about some of the things that you've always been doing around the years. So, first question I got for you is, what's your favorite place to order your Honda parts?
My favorite place to order my Honda parts. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna say I got some great deals from Facebook Marketplace.
All right.
Yeah. If you want a great deal, sometimes you'll find people that start their project vehicles that can't finish it.
Wow!
Or they try to find something else. They'll put their parts that they don't need for sale on Facebook Marketplace for great prices a lot of the time. So that's what I would say my favorite place to shop for parts.
Is it a better competitor because you can get it at hand faster versus ordering it, or what makes it better? What makes Facebook Marketplace better?
The reason I think Facebook Marketplace is better is because you get it for a cheaper deal. But cheaper is not always better too, because when you have problems with it, you can't return it. So you gotta take that in consideration too.
Okay, all right. The next question I have for you is OEM or aftermarket. I know that's always a big debate for some people. So what's your point of view?
Well, in my case, I can't say OEM because I try to make stuff fast or, better. OEM is good parts if you have a stock vehicle, it's more reliable. So I would say, depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to build a race car or something like that, OEM is not going to cut it, so you're going to have to go aftermarket. But if you have a reliable daily driver, OEM all the time.
Do you think that with OEM or aftermarket, one of them lasts a little bit longer than the other? Do you get a better value with one of them?
Yes, if you're talking about for a stock daily driver, yes, OEM will always be the best way to go. It's more reliable. Well, let me take that back. Depending on what manufacturer you're talking about too. Some manufacturers they design something that doesn't work properly, and some aftermarket companies will turn around and make it more. They'll invest more into that part to make it better so it will last longer.
Okay. All right. What advice would you give to someone just starting out, trying to work on their vehicle? What's the best advice that you would give them right now?
Best advice I would give them. Are you asking if they're going to build a race car, or are you trying to fix their car, to fix their daily driver to go to work and,
Well, let's talk about both. Because you have a world that a lot of people have, are wanting to either do a race car, daily driver, or maybe they only have one vehicle, so they want to have it as a daily driver and a race car until they can build up their, buying another car.
Okay. As for a race car, I would say be patient. take your time with it. As far as getting parts and stuff, don't, if you're building a race car, don't go and buy a cheap name brand part. Try to find you the best quality of parts that they make for that part that you need. You know, like if you're trying to build a fast car and buying eBay, or now I won't say eBay because eBay sometimes got the parts. I would say like building a car with Temu parts is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So I would say try to, if you don't have it, try to save up to get what you need, to get the proper part that you need to build a reliable and, you know, quality car. You know, as far as the person trying to work on that daily driver, best thing I can tell you is take your time, do your research, and you know, basically just take your time and do your research on that part.
Okay. So you have a lot of engines. I know they don't know that yet, and I know that we are going to get into that later, but you basically have a lot of engines. So my question to you is, what Honda engine is the greatest of all times?
Greatest of all time. There's gonna be a lot of debate on this one. Oh my God. Does it have to be one or can it be two?
I'll give you two because the car scene is huge. So to really narrow down one engine to, or the greatest of all time engine to one, I don't know anything about the car scene, you do, so I'll give you two.
Okay. As far as reliability on a Honda engine, to me, I don't have one of those because, you know, last time I had one of those was maybe 7, 8 years ago. I'm gonna say for reliability and fuel economy, I'm gonna go with the D series as reliable for reliability. But for performance wise, there's two. You know, my first one is dear to my heart is the A series. That engine right there, man. It was something when it came out. You know, back in the days. You know, it doesn't get as much love as the B series, but it's still one of the greatest to me. You know, 2.2 liter, 200 horsepower. That was great for back in the day. You know, what four cylinder naturally aspirated did you know was making 200 horsepower? You know, naturally aspirated. You know, I know Mitsubishi had 4G63, whatever it's called, and you know Nissan had the K24. But you know, as far as for Nissan 4 cylinders and Mitsubishi 4 cylinders, for them to make 200 horsepower or over 200 horsepower, they had to use you know, power adder as in turbo. But Honda, you know, they build an engine that can do 200 horsepower without no power out of it. To me, that's one of the, you know, the H22 is one of the greatest engines that Honda ever made. And my second pick is the B series, of course. You know, B series is the way to me. You know, I'm old school. You know, little 1.8 liter making 180 horsepower to 200 horsepower as well. that made 200 horsepower, you know, it's kind of more expensive. It's Type R, but my two picks is the H and the B series, the B18C at that.
Okay.
All right.
So several years ago, when I was looking to upgrade my car to an SUV, you were very specific that I had a certain choice car to choose from. What was your reasoning for that, and what do you believe is a great daily driver?
Oh, I might get hate for this one. All right. Sorry. To me, I remember when I was telling you when you had to pick a vehicle, you had to pick, you know, three vehicles. It was either Honda, Toyota, or a Nissan.
Very strict.
Don't get me wrong, guys. You know, I'm not saying American cars are bad. I'm not saying German cars are bad. But as far as reliability and ingenuity, I think Japanese cars are superior in that part. You know, they're easier to repair. They're more reliable. You know. Look at the Toyota, for instance. You know, they if you look at what was the name of that show, the Top Gear, with that Toyota pickup truck. You know, they dropped it off a building. You know, set it on fire, put it in the ocean for a few days, came back out, and they took the water out of it, pour the water out of it.
I did not see that video. I might need to watch that.
Turn the key, Joker fired right up. So, you know, that's Japanese engineering for you, you know what I'm saying? When they build something, they build something to last, you know. Especially the ones from back in the day, you know. But yeah, so, yeah, that's why I picked Japanese cars, you know. And what else? I always ask people this. I drive a Tundra, you know, a V8 Tundra. You know, I got a lot of guys that have pickup trucks, that have Ford, Dodge, and Chevys and stuff. You know, and there's always a debate which one is better. My question to you is, to these guys is, if you were stuck in the desert, you know, and there was four vehicles out there. There was a Toyota Tundra, Chevy Silverado, Ford F-150, and a Dodge Ram. You can't see anything in sight, but this is the heat. You had one choice to make, to pick a vehicle to try to make it to a destination where you can find civilization. What vehicle would you pick? You know.
Drop your comments below.
Me personally, when I ask that question, same people that drives the Ford, the Dodge, the Chevy, they say they'll pick the Toyota. So here's my reliable choice. It's Japanese. So.
All right, I got one more question for you before I ask you about some of the things that you have on the table here. When I met you, you had acquired so many vehicles, and prior to some of these vehicles that I already know, you told me that you had some other vehicles that you may have gotten rid of, traded, whatever the case. So what's the rarest Honda you've ever owned? Or may currently own?
I actually own a couple. I'm not gonna say they're the rarest because you know, they're out there still, but the most sought after. And I would say that I own. The first one being is the CRX, the 1990 CRX SI. It's a it's just a sought after vehicle. It has the sunroof, it was fuel injected. It was it's a two-door sports car from the late 80s, or mid 80s to early 90s. Second one that I have is second two that I have is the EG Civics. Both of them are SIs, sought after. Especially my blue one. I got a Captivia blue one. That's a sought after one. That's the color that mostly everybody want. The other one that I have is Milano Red, which is another one too, but I think the blue is more sought after. Then what else? I do have what is it? The DA Integra. It's not sought after. The one that's the model that's sought after is the Integra GSR one. I don't have a GSR one, but I do have a GS. It's before the GSR, so I would think it's just rare now because everywhere I go with it now, everybody's saying that they remember when they had one of those, or they remember when these cars came out. You don't see them around no more, so I would consider that one of my rare vehicles. I think that's about it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you answering all these questions for me. I do see that you have some things on the table. You may have to check out the next video to find out what Samuel has on this table and what he has to talk about. So, honey, check us out.
All right. Thanks you guys for watching. Please subscribe.
Like, share,
like,
subscribe.
Share, I'm trying to get used to doing this. I appreciate you guys' time for taking your time out of the day watching my videos. I would thank my wife for supporting me doing this as well. May you guys enjoy your day and
check out the next video.
Check the next video. It's gonna be exciting. All right. You guys have a good night.